Now, what do you do with all these blocks once you've made them? When we get to the end, we have created 2 different finishing patterns for this project. You can either lay it out on point, like the stars are in the American flag, or you can lay it out on a grid. Your choice. We will give you all the sashing that you need to finish the project that way, because believe it or not, we want you guys to finish these projects. We love seeing them done. These are not meant to sit on a shelf somewhere. We want you guys to grab them, sew them, and finish them. We got a question yesterday about how much backing is needed for these quilts. And so the answer for that is 5.5 yards. If you join the program, you'll get everything you need for the blocks, everything you need for the sashing, and everything you need for the binding. The backing is up to you guys. Now, I have seen some super creative people over the past couple days want to integrate the panel into the back of the quilt. So Sean, we've been seeing lots and lots and lots of amazing quilts. Would you like to share yours with us?
Absolutely. I did the small bum pop, and I love, 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 and I'm going to stand up so you can kind of see it better. You've seen the large one already. Look, I can never get this camera right. Oh, there we go. Hopefully you can see it. There we go. So you can.
It is this is my surprise. This is the one, you know, we see the images when we're collecting colorways, and then this is my surprise. When I see this one in person, I am just completely blown away by how amazingly awesome it is. We've done red, white, and blues before. This is by far my favorite of all the red, white, and blues we've done.
Oh, me too. I haven't done a red, white, and blue before. It's probably the first time I've made a quilt, period, with red, white, and blue, but this was perfect. I mean, I loved the batiks, the different shades. I wanted something high contrast, and this just absolutely fit the bill. I'm so happy with my selection for this one here.
We're collecting a library of awesome tips to share with people. What is your awesome tip to share with everybody?
Well, as you can hear, I have an accent, so I'm originally from Australia, and my tip is if you're an international detective and you think this is out of your league, it's not, because if you prepay, global shipping is included. And my other tip for everybody is, with all the postal service issues we've had, if you can, prepay. That way it gets shipped to you all at once in this lovely box. You only have to wait for the mail person once, and then you get your clues emailed to you right away. So that'd be my tips. If you can afford it and it's viable, prepay for it.
I think so. We started out with international detectives. Like, it's too costly to ship it to us a month at a time. And so it's like, why don't we just put all the fabric, we'll package it like Legos, and then we just email. And then that way you can participate real time. And so many global, I think we have global detectives in 15 different countries, Sean. Like, that's how many people participate, because they can't oftentimes participate in most block of the months. It's too expensive, and the shipping is too expensive. And then I was like, it's working so well there, and we're having growing problems on the month-to-month side. So why don't we offer it up to everyone? And Carnival was the first time we did it. I am going to be very transparent and note we learned a lot doing it for Carnival, and we've improved a lot for Tree of Life, and we're going to continue to improve for the next mystery. But I like it. It's better for us. I think it's better for a lot of detectives. And you're absolutely right. If you can afford it, that is, it's less stress for everyone involved, I believe. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy 4th of July. It is Thursday. It is 9:30 a.m. We are coming to you. I would love to say that we are coming to you live and that the Cotton Cuts crew is super dedicated and working on a national holiday. But we pre-recorded this, guys. So I'm so sorry. It's actually not Thursday at 9:30 a.m. But when you see it, it will be Thursday at 9:30 a.m. and everything will be glorious. And so happy 4th of July to all of you. We still have all the fantastic things we're going to cover every week. We're just going to do it in a pre-recorded fashion. So as much as I would like to say good morning, Greta Sobel, good morning, So Terry, good morning, Melissa Feldhaus, good morning to all the folks that normally join us. I'm going to say those things, but just know that our team will be checking in afterwards and answering any questions that you guys may have. Please comment, please engage, please talk to each other, because I'm looking ahead. We got lots of stuff on this agenda today. All right. We're going to start, as we always do, with questions that have been submitted by you guys. Simply head to cottoncuts.com/live to submit your questions. These are handed to me as I sit down. This lovely piece of paper is hanging out here. And I don't know if you guys are trying to stump me, but I'm looking at these ones today. I think they're going to get slightly harder from here on out, but that's okay. I'm here for it and I love it. And perhaps we can all crowdsource an answer together. All right, so our first question comes to us from Ginger Hopkins. Ginger is from Nashua, New Hampshire. That's actually just right across the border from Massachusetts. I love Nashua. Okay. I have a quilt that I want to enter in a quilt show. Do you know how I would go about doing this? Okay, so Ginger, this is a fantastic question. I think we all, we quilt along and we make these quilts and we give them as a gift. And then every now and then we get to the point where we want to enter in a quilt show. And I know we see some of our favorite influencers and ambassadors like Ian enter quilts into quilt shows, and you get the photos of you standing next to your quilt with the ribbon, and it's so much fun. And so I'm trying to think, like, there's several different ways to enter a quilt in the quilt show. And so I'd say probably the easiest, quickest, and probably fastest way to enter a quilt in a quilt show if you're just starting out is to look for either a local quilt guild that's having a quilt show and asking for quilt submissions. Or perhaps even when I was growing up, we used to enter quilts into our county fairs, our county and our state fairs. There was always kind of a quilt show exhibit, and we would enter our quilts into that. I think those are the best places for someone who's inexperienced and doesn't know what necessarily what their kind of niche is. But it's also a great way to get kind of a quilt that stays locally next to you, that you can easily get to and pick up and drop off yourself. Almost all quilt shows that I've ever seen, been to, and heard of usually have categories. And so as you look at the quilt that you want to enter, it's a matter of matching it up to the best category. And I know that this is traditionally my hardest part, because I've got this quilt, I love it, and I want to enter it in like 5 different categories. You can only enter it in one. And so I think figuring out which category best matches your quilt should be a science. This is one of these things, like, which one is it actually going to look like? And I think I've even gone down the rabbit hole of, hey, here's a category that I don't think anyone else is going to enter. And so I think my quilt can win if I enter it here. It could go in these other buckets, but everyone's entering in those buckets. And if I put it over here, it might actually win. And so I think it depends, like, are you that person that's important to you, that you want to win and you want to get the ribbons? Then you can apply some advanced logic there. As you go up the entering your quilts into shows, right, it gets harder and it gets more complex. And so quilt shows, big quilt shows, I'm talking about like the big quilt shows that travel all around the United States and have quilt exhibits with them. Those types of shows will put out call for submissions about a year before the show actually starts its tour. And they'll have general categories like improv or art or traditional piecing or modernism. But then every now and then they will have special exhibits. So they'll have like a specific color. Like I've seen like a blue and white exhibit, which is an homage to all the indigo dyes. There was some sort of anniversary and celebration. And so they had an entire exhibit about blue and white quilts. Sometimes you can get specialties, but you want to look at those ahead of time, because those big quilt shows, what they do is they'll put out their call for submissions and there's a deadline. It's usually very, very, very hard deadline. You can't miss this deadline at all. And so you submit usually a picture with a description of your quilt, and then they will jury all the entries. So they will actually have a committee of folks that'll go through and pick which submission they actually want to put in the show. And then the hardest part is you have to take this quilt that you've put so much love, time, and attention into, and you have to mail it into someone, because these quilts are taken by the show producers all around. And so I know there's been a lot of interesting stories about people that have put quilts in the mail and how they get them to their destination. I think Ian actually put out a post where he put an Apple tracker inside the package. He didn't trust this tracking at the post office, so he put an Apple tracker inside to make sure his quilt would make it to its destination. Because guys, if it gets lost, all that work is gone. And so you want to make sure it arrives safely. You want to make sure it arrives clean. You want to make sure it arrives integral. And so there's tons of resources. If you are at that super competitive, like it's going to be traveling, it'll be away from you for 6 to 9 months. There's a lot of work and effort that goes into that, but it's also a longer cycle. Like you should be looking now for quilt shows traveling in a year from now, so you can start making quilts that meet those specific requirements and demands. But guys, I've seen a lot of beautiful quilts on a big main stage show, but I've also seen a lot of beautiful quilts locally where it's just, hey, I've got 4 or 5 quilts that I've made in this past year. I want to put them in a show, and you enter and you apply. And that's always a lot of fun too. And those are the ones where your family and your friends can go. It all depends on what you're looking for. But hopefully, Ginger, I've given you enough to make you dangerous. Like, what type of show do you want to enter? Some categories. I think they all have different types of awards too. I know when we used to do the fair, like some of the awards would be like ham or like cake. So it all depends on the show. So if the prize is important to you, I strongly suggest looking before you submit. Otherwise, you might end up with like a tub of butter and you didn't really know it. So, you just never know these things. All right. Thank you, Ginger. I appreciate the question. All right, the next question comes to us from Amelia Simpson from Vancouver, Canada. All right, Amelia, you're enjoying a beautiful summer up in there. What are some advanced quilting techniques that I can learn? Okay, so Amelia, advanced quilting techniques I can learn. All right, so I'm going to put this out into the chat and ask you guys, what is, from your vantage point where you are today, an advanced quilting skill technique that you would like to learn? And so, Amelia, I think that this is a super sliding scale when you ask this question, because to a beginner, getting a 1/4 inch seam allowance can be an advanced technique, right? That is an advanced skill from where that person is starting. As you get along the spectrum, certain other things can enter, like you want to learn foundation paper piece, you want to learn freezer paper piecing, you want to learn how to sew with curves, you want to learn how to applique, you want to do needle turn applique, you want to do art quilting, and then perhaps this question's in reference to actually the quilting where you sew the 3 layers together. And so free motion quilting versus templates versus pantones. There's a lot of pantographs, excuse me. There's a lot of different definitions of an advanced quilting technique. So I would love everyone that's watching this now to enter, what is an advanced quilting technique from you where you are today? Everyone is somewhere on the learning spectrum. I refuse to believe we have like super fantastic experts that know everything about everything. Those people got there because they continue to learn. So what is where you are today an advanced quilting technique that you want to learn? And so for me, what is on my list is freezer paper piecing. So I love foundation paper piecing, but I've been getting into the jewel tone paper piecing, and that is all freezer paper piecing. I am scared to try it because I believe paper is the crutch and is the foundation for my straight stitches. But freezer paper piecing is, to me, an advanced quilting technique that I would like to learn. Okay, that's it. Those are the 2 questions that I get today. So definitely head to cottoncuts.com/live to submit questions. I will answer them a week from today, next Thursday at 9:30 a.m. There's information here about StreamYard, so we can see your name. You can do StreamYard this week or not. I think once you do it, it's good forever. So if you've already done it, don't worry about it at all. We are going to be doing a giveaway today, even though we're pre-recording this. So you definitely want to stay to the end. There's going to be a super fun question that you're going to get asked, and you'll be entered to win a $25 gift certificate to the Cotton Cuts shop, cottoncuts.com. We are also, you're going to want to stay to the end because we are announcing our first U.S. Floral States of America coloring winner. So we have a couple of examples of some entries, and we're going to pick that person as well at the end of the show. All right, so what's happening in the shop this week? So it's a holiday week, right? So we've got lots of folks on vacations. We've got lots of things going on. We actually had a huge catch-up day on Monday. It was a fantastic day. We have a lot of little projects that accumulate over time. And so we call it a choose your own adventure day, where people get to kind of pick and choose from a menu of projects. And then a lot of things get done in a short period of time. It was awesome. But we are seriously back to business. We are preparing for those Wild West whole quilts. They are die cutting, die cutting, die cutting, die cutting. We had Mystic Cactus just arrived, as well as some Calamity. So we are working through those. We are going to start kitting those next week. And I believe by the end of next week, we might have our first colorway ready to ship from a full quilt perspective, which is earlier than it's ever been. I am so proud of the team. We are grinding through this, guys, and it is going to be awesome. This design is amazing. We also have Tree of Life. I know we don't talk about Tree of Life anymore. We talk about Wild West a lot, but Tree of Life is on clue 6. That group is halfway, gang. They are on clue 6. We are in the home stretch of Tree of Life. It is supposed to ship on Friday, which in this video time would be tomorrow. We're going to do our best to get it out on Wednesday to you guys, so that way it can navigate through all the mail, kerfluffle. So if your clue does happen to arrive on Friday and you're like, how did they mail this same day? We were trying to get the team to get them out on Wednesday ahead of the holiday, just so you guys could be sewing as quickly as possible. So I hope if yours arrives today, you're one of the lucky few. You're one of the lucky chosen folks. So today we're going to be showing the next 5 blocks of the Floral States of America. So those shipped on July 1st. to all of our Floral States detectives. We have a couple slots still available. I sewed these blocks up, guys. They were super fun. I'm going to show you. We're going to talk about that a lot more in a minute. We just completed our second Stitch It to Win It yesterday. I haven't actually participated in that challenge yet. I feel like I'm in a time machine and there's going to be like another version of myself that's going to come over and actually talk to you guys. But we did our second Stitch It to Win It. This is a fun little sewing contest. We're given a quick block to live sew. We were cutting them out, we sew them, we show them to you, and then you guys decide who did it better, who sewed it to win it, and you guys get to vote and decide on the winner. And so Sean Ironmonger, the guy who sews, and I did a heart block last week. I ended up winning that challenge. I was surprised. Sean had all of his peeps there, and they were voting for him in big numbers. But somehow I won, and when I win, $250 gets donated to the Cotton Cuts Cares charity, which for this quarter is so powerful. And so we were able to send that money off, and they were able to make a donation in our name. Crystal and I sewed yesterday, and so we're making a different block. We have different colors. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and just pause this right now, pop on over there, watch it, and then come back. This video is not going anywhere. But I'm sure we had fun. I'm sure there were lots of laughs. Crystal is a very fun person. And I hope that we were able to cut our fabrics a little better than Sean and I did. I did not realize when we came up with this challenge that the cutting would be the most entertaining part. And so we're going to try an overhead camera so you guys can see us try and calculate on cutting mats how to measure a 6 7/8 half square triangle. All right. Where am I at here? Oh, put it on your calendars. Mark it now. July 19th is going to be our next Whatnot sale. We are having a lot of fun on these Whatnots, guys. We are just trying different things. If you are not on Whatnot, head on over to the platform, register, get an account so you're ready for July 19th at 1 o'clock. We are going to be having a holidays in July. I know it's common Christmas in July. We're doing a holidays in July sale. And so it's going to be a whole bunch of holiday themed prints. Think the easy ones, right? The easiest ones are Halloween and Christmas. But we've got gnomes for every season. We'll have some Valentine's Day. We'll have some Easter. We'll have some 4th of July today. So join us and be ready to grab up a whole bunch of fabric that needs a better home than here, because we are starting to plan our move. So our move is happening in August. Right now, tentatively August 19th. I'm saying that, but it could move forward or backwards a couple of days. But August 19th is our current move date. We've got a lot of stuff we have to move out. And so this week, we've put another item on special in the shop. And so what we are doing is for every snippet purchase, so be it starting a snippet subscription or just wanting to get one snippet, you are going to get a free snippet. It's BOGO. I know it's buy one, get one. Buy one snippet, get one snippet. Blah, blah. Buy one snippet, get one snippet. And so these are our leftovers from our die cutting. These are our scraps, parts, and pieces. With all the Wild West die cutting, guys, we have a lot of snippets. So buy one, get one. You could see if you might be one of the lucky ones to get some Wild West fabric and get your snippet before your PMQ even arrives to you. That would be fun. That would not be a sad outcome at all. So that starts now, and it's going to go through the end of July. So every snippet that's purchased between now and the end of July, you'll get a second one for free. Automatically, no code. You don't have to do anything of that shenanigans. It is just going to pop right into your cart, and away you go. All right, I'm taking a look at my list. All right, so I think we are on to the Floral States of America. All right, so you guys, this is a program. We started this about a month ago. Paula is lurking like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, sorry. I forget. It's on here, guys. It's okay. Paula is reminding me. So starting next week from the 8th through the 18th for 10 consecutive days, we are going to have a moving sale. Like I said, we're moving in August. We've got lots of stuff. Every day will be something different. It'll be good for 24 hours. We put together a full schedule. It's a lot going on. But ultimately, there'll be a huge moving sale next week. We want these things to not have to get carted and shipped down the road. We would love to have them have a better home than here. Plus, that gives us more space on the other side for the crazy fun stuff that we have coming up. because Paula and I are launching something new on August 1st, and there's something coming September 1st. And before you know it, we're into holidays and Advent, which we've got all sorts of crazy fun things coming. So in order to make room for this fun stuff, we have to move some of this stuff away. And so be on the lookout every day. We're going to do a video advertising kind of what that fun and cool thing is. We will announce what all 10 days are at once, so you can plan out, make sure you're in the right place at the right time. All right. Now, I think mercifully, Paula, I can move on. Yes. Okay, I can move on. All right. So this is our second month doing Floral States of America. This project is super fun. I worked with the team at Andover to come up with this program for us. You guys have surpassed all of our expectations for how much you love it. I love seeing the blocks go into the group. I've been sewing along with you guys. These are so stinking cute. These blocks are small. They're not big. I think they're 8x8. They're like super tiny, and it's fun to just sit, and in like 15 minutes you have a cute little block, and they're stinking cute, and they're all different. And so I like this because it's fun and it's quick and it's easy. I can see if you're beginning to quilt and you don't know a lot about patterns and sewing, I mean, these go together so fast because everything is pre-cut. You can make mistakes and it's a-okay. We're going to have 50 of these when we are done. And so I cannot even begin to say how happy I am with how happy you guys are about this project. So I'm going to show you the 5 state blocks that shipped July 1st. So it would have been on Monday. If as we're going through them, you see a block and you're like, hey, I really like that block, or hey, I went to college in South Carolina or in Massachusetts, and I met my spouse in Virginia. You can grab these blocks individually. They're all in our shop. So say you don't want to do all 50, that's kind of a spicy meatball. It's a big taco. There's a lot in 50. If you only want to do a couple, you most definitely can. As they are released, we're putting them up onto the website. So you can definitely go in and buy a block or two and make your own thing. I am okay with that. That is absolutely fantastic. It is your quilt. Make something that you are going to love. If you want to do all 50 like me, then this is the way to go. I'm a collector, guys. I want to do all 50. And so with that, we are going to start with, as we've mentioned previously, we are releasing these blocks in the order in which they became United States. And so this was inspired by my 13-year-old Lincoln. He just completed the 8th grade, and they did a whole series on statehood and early American history and all the states and the colonies and, early American Congress and all those fun things. And so when I was thinking about ways and, how should we release these blocks over time, he's like, duh, Mom, the order they became states. And of course it clicked. So the 6th state to become a state was actually Massachusetts. I've lived in Massachusetts. It was a great place to live for a period of time. And so this is actually what the block looks like. And so each one of our blocks comes with kind of the statehood block, and it has fun facts on the inside. I'm not going to show you guys that. That would be cheating and give it away. But it has instructions and all the fabric that you need. The Massachusetts flower, I didn't realize this, and I lived there for a long time, and it actually makes so much sense, like duh, is the Mayflower. And this is what the finished Massachusetts block looks like. These flowers, and I'm looking at it via the camera, via your lens, and whatever your screen colorizes it at. Those are little yellow and green ditzy flowers. This one was actually super fun to put together. I put it together, and I was like, wow, that is done. So that is Massachusetts, the Mayflower. The 7th state to become a state was Maryland. A lot of M's in these early states. And so the state flower of Maryland is a black-eyed Susan. My mother-in-law's name is Susan. She does not like black-eyed Susans, but this block is super stinking cute. Here is the Maryland package. So we've got an awesome bridge because there's tons of water in the old line state. Instructions and fabric. And then here is the black-eyed Susan for Maryland block. I like this like envelope in an envelope that we put here in the center with the aqua. That is super fun and lovely. The next state is South Carolina. So South Carolina has lots of beaches. I know a lot of people in Missouri like to go to South Carolina and go vacation in the beach. Here is the fabric and the instructions. And the flower of South Carolina is the yellow jasmine. And we have a fun little kind of ribbon-ish. I feel like that's ribbon with the 45-degree angle cuts on the sides. Boop, boop, boop. Then the next state would be New Hampshire. And so we've got, traditional New Hampshire. This reminds me a little bit of Sleepy Hollow, guys. I don't know why, for whatever reason. And New Hampshire, didn't we? Yeah, we had a question submitted from New Hampshire today. So yes, from Nashua. Fabric and instructions. New Hampshire's flower is the purple lilac. And so we would felt like purple lilac should go inside a flower basket. So we've got this really stinking cute flower basket block. It is awesome. It's kind of traditional, but we also did, I'll bring it back. We also did a little, it's flower basket, but we wanted to simplify the center piece here. Complicates the sewing a little bit, but it actually, by putting that little element in there, we thought it was just a little twist, a little something different. And then the 10th state, which was the last one we shipped this month, is Virginia. And so we've got our colored, our statehood card with all the facts, the fabric. It is the American dogwood. And this is the American dogwood block, which I like the pinwheel and a pinwheel. You know, I haven't seen any like super fast tutorials on how to do this, but this was fun to put together, guys. I did it really super fast. All right, so let me see, where am I at here? So those are the 5 blocks. They are all up on the website now. And so if say you really liked that American dogwood, or you get Black-Eyed Susan, you've got a mother-in-law who loves Black-Eyed Susans, definitely go grab individual blocks. We also do have a couple memberships still available. And so with that, everyone that's participating with the Floral States program was given in their first month this map. And so on one side, it has all the states in the order they became states in their flowers. And on this side, because we like our coloring here, I'm going to back it up a little bit so that way the color can come back to it. So we have our states. We have a statehood map. And because we like printed fabric, we have all of these states. And so the first challenge that everyone was given was to color the first 5 states that we shipped and then go online and submit it. And we're going to pick one lucky person each month to win a $25 gift certificate. I believe that is true. Yes, one winner per month. You have to have your entries in by midnight of the next month. And so we were blown away by the submissions, you guys. We love the coloring challenges. We sent colored pencils out with them as well. So we'd make it like super simple, like keep this with your blocks and your colored pencils, and then color the states as they're shipped to you. And so we have a little bit of a presentation. We're going to cut over to it so you can see the maps and some of our favorite submissions, and then we'll announce the winner. Oh, hi, I'm back again. Hold on, technical difficulties. It's okay. Paula. All right, so yeah, so the first 5 states, let me see if I actually have it right here. We're okay, and we're back to the maps, okay. All right, so am I supposed to so there are 5, yes, Paula. Okay, all right, yes, so let me see, so just so everyone can be on the same page, the first 5 were Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. And so look at the fantastic Georgia coloring, guys. And so I'm impressed. People were saying within the lines, that is not my jam. You know, some people took them with the fabric, some people took them with just by themselves. All right, I think we're ready to announce the winner, Paula. All right. I think we're drum rolling. Who's the winner, Paula? Sorry, we're having technical difficulties over here. It's okay. We're not used to doing this on a not Thursday. Okay, so I'm just going to keep talking. So those were the first 5 states. The next 5 states, so we will do this again in a month's time. And so the next 5 states that we look forward are Massachusetts, Maryland, South Carolina, New Hampshire, and Virginia. And so same thing. So we'll get to see awesome creativity on display from all of our folks. The technical team is scurrying behind the curtain, trying to figure out how we can get to the winner. Yeah, okay, let me see. What else can I talk about while we come back to that? All right, okay. All right, we're super technical here. I got a Post-it that was just handed to me. So the winner for the Floral States is Debbie DeLue. All right, congratulations, Debbie. That is fantastic. I need a nod. Is that Debbie's submission? Debbie's submission is on the screen. So congratulations, Debbie. You won a $25 gift certificate. That might be handy to stash for our big moving sale, which starts Monday. All right, so here we are to giving away a $25 gift certificate to our shop. So find this video wherever you have found it, on Facebook, on Instagram, or on YouTube. And you're going to answer the question, what is your favorite thing to bake or make for the 4th of July? Simply enter your answer wherever you're watching this video, and we'll give away one $25 gift certificate to the shop. We'll announce it on all the social medias tomorrow. So I think I'm going to go ahead and answer this question. I love 4th of July. Like, it is one of my favorite holidays. We celebrate as big for 4th of July as we do usually for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Yes, Paula. Okay, the winner's going to be announced on Monday, guys. Sorry, my team's taken Friday off. My mistake. Okay, so I love 4th of July. I feel like it's kind of like a summer Christmas in our house. And so sometimes we'll have friends over, sometimes we have family over. We do big, like, we're in Missouri, so you can light fireworks off in the street. It's kind of a thing. And one of my favorite 4th of July's was actually a progressive dinner. So there was a smaller number of people in town, and there was a smaller number of people joining us that year because I think it was the first, we had it for a pandemic year. So 2020, we had like 75 people in our front yard in the driveway. We showed a movie. It was huge, the pandemic year when nobody can get together, but everyone's spaced out in our front yard. And then the year following, everyone went and did fireworks again. And so we had a smaller group. We did a progressive dinner. So that year I was in charge of dessert, and I made one of those Jello berry, strawberry, cream cheese yumminesses. And then I also made these like pudding shots that had a whole bunch of awesomeness in it. And so I like to make fun, sweet stuff for the 4th of July. Why don't you go ahead and answer that question? Tell us what's your favorite thing to make or bake for the 4th of July. I think this year we're going to be doing pork steaks, and I have no doubt the children will come up with some fun desserts and sides. All right, so reminders. So we're signing up for the Wild West. Don't risk your color by selling out. I'm still working on Tumbleweed, but everything else, all those wait lists are cleared. Some of them are gone for good. Please do not wait, guys. Some of this fabric is going fast. Let's see here. We have a whole bunch of things on sale in the shop, so definitely be sure to check back. We'll put out a social post listing everything plus the big sale on Monday. All right, guys, I think that is it for me. I hear pork steaks calling my name and my family saying get off working because we're going to go watch movies and have fun at the pool. So with that, everyone have a fantastic and a safe 4th of July, and we will see you guys next week. Happy sewing, everybody. Bye now.